Okay, that's not funny anymore.
All right. Don't you forget about me. Don't you forget about me. Will you stand up? Oh, no. How's it go? Will you? I forget. See, that's why I didn't practice it. So, will you stand above me? Look my way, never love me. The rain keeps falling. The rain keeps falling down, down. There you go.
Hey! Welcome to the Ramblecast. You never know what you're gonna get. Never know. It's like that product we used to pimp that we never sold. It was like a box of stuff you got every month.
Pimp lotion.
It might have been pimp. I can't remember what it was, but I finally told Jay. I said, "Can we stop doing this? It's been 9 months and not one bite." I mean, even a fisherman would go change locations. So I said, I can't remember the product. I'm sure it's a great product, but it was like toys or you got. I don't know.
It was called the Breakfast Club. You get a box in the morning mail. Because, you have the morning mail and the afternoon mail.
Mm-hmm, yeah. You're extorted into voting for a certain thing.
Wait, what?
Vote for this or I'll kill you.
I don't know what's going on.
I think people should have to show their ID to vote for the versus.
Okay, well, we should probably...
I think there's multiple accounts. That's all.
I have had a few people message me and give me their condolences, saying that planes, trains, automobiles really is the best choice.
Yeah, you can tell by all the votes it got.
I know.
So
people are jumping ship.
So I guess we should go to the totals right now.
Oh, you want to just address the Home Alone in the room? I mean, the ET in the room.
Where'd you guys go? I lost you. The ET in the room.
It's kind of a tradition with Chris coming in fourth.
Did Chris have Home Alone?
He did.
Oh my God! I forgot Chris had Home
Alone. I know we forgot about Kevin. Oh no,
we forgot about Kevin.
Okay, let's do it. It was a tight race between the first. Actually, when it first started out,
it was pretty. Yeah,
Planes, Trains, and Home Alone had all the votes. It was like 14-9, and I think Breakfast Club had 1, and I had none.
Right.
Ferris Bueller had none, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Home Alone just sank to the bottom.
Sure did.
Kind of like Macaulay Culkin's career.
You know what though? I'm proud of my pick, and I still stick with it. So
you should. Yeah. Should be proud of that pick with 17 votes. And
made the
most 20. You got 20, unless people just recently jumped.
Okay, 20. Yeah, and then we had Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which was the one everybody wanted.
Yep.
I ain't gonna lie. If I told Jay, I said because I was even when I was out in front. If I had to pick, I'd pick Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
I told you though, it wouldn't win.
You did. Second with I'm third with 41 votes, and then you had Ferris Bueller, who was up by 10, and then there's shenanigans were going on. But it's the people's vote.
I have no idea what the shenanigans were involved in this, and I understand that Dan
a lot of wafflers out there.
I understand that Dan was involved with this. I'm just going to preemptively say that there is no collusion. You can check my emails. You can check my messages. I actually haven't been in touch with Dan since good while now. So I haven't.
Well, it's obvious you're breathing, but no, again personally. That's why I stopped doing the verses back in the day, because it became so chaotic behind the scenes and stuff. But I have no problem with the people wanting to campaign and get their and Dan rarely wins in anything. So if he gets a win, he gets a win. Ferris Bueller, who was leading as of today, fell short, had 82 votes, and the winner is the Breakfast Club with 84 votes. So by 2 votes, the Breakfast Club beats Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Let's pose this. So let's say it was legal for us to vote. What would the final tally have been?
I think Planes, Trains, and Automobiles would have got 4 more votes.
I would not. I wouldn't. Oh man, my credit card thing's processing. Sorry, guys.
Can't you program that to go off like at 8 o'clock?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to call the bank or something about that. It's
okay. You're a fan favorite.
Can't you put it on mute?
I could, but it just sporadically beeps at me. No, there's no mute. Oh, that's it. Okay, so should be no more beeps for the rest of the night. Knock on wood. Anyway, I just want to thank everyone out there. I won't forget about you. I'm really happy about all the people that voted for. Well, like, come on.
Oh wait, that was your pick.
Yeah, and I would have.
Oh, screw you, Matt.
I would have actually voted for Ferris Bueller. That was my number 1 pick. When Jack took Ferris Bueller, I don't know how many times I've watched that movie, and I can quote that movie more front to back than I lied. More beeps.
Oh, so that's why Dan was pushing so hard for you.
What?
Dan's the one that won it for you. Now you owe him a favor.
You don't want to owe Dan a favor.
I'd rather lose.
Oh,
than owe Dan a favor.
You think Dan's gonna come calling for some favor?
Well, he's gonna want something.
I'm saying you might have to hide a body in your near future.
Have you seen The Godfather?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I wouldn't want to owe Dan a favor. I'd rather lose.
I'd associate Dan with more Fargo than Godfather, but okay, fair enough.
Do you have a wood chipper?
Well, just the region, So, and he likes the TV show quite a bit. So, anyway, thank you. I think that maybe the best movie won. I don't know. I'm still, guys. Secretly, I'm still a Ferris Bueller fan.
It's not a tip, but it would have been third on my list.
It's a really tough choice. I mean, I think that The Breakfast Club holds up as far as more of the deeper connections of the students that goes a little bit maybe beyond just the superficial polished.
I thought while I was looking up stuff about the movies, just of John Hughes, there's only 2 movies that he wrote that do not take place in Chicago or the surrounding suburban area. That was me.
What movies are those?
That's if I was doing a trivia question, that's what I would ask you guys. One of them I would have never got. I don't even remember the title of it. It was some pirate movie he did back in like 82 or 83.
I Love L.A.
Oh
yeah, it was and it was taking place in the Pacific Ocean, and then the other one was Mr. Mom.
Oh,
that's what Mr. Mom was Detroit, right?
Yeah, that's the only one. There's some are all in Chicago, or at least going to Chicago.
Mr. Mom, I would have liked to have picked Mr. I love Mr. Mom, but there's no way. These kids today have never seen it. There's no way I would have won.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Mom.
But Michael Keaton is hilarious in Mr. Mom.
Yes.
So, it's amazing because there are so many good movies that he did.
Well, Terry Garza did too. Nice knockers.
Thank you. Have you guys ever seen?
I'm just quoting Young Frankenstein.
Oh, we could do that next.
Mel Brooks movies.
Mel Brooks movies, yeah.
I thought we already had this conversation.
Did we?
Yeah. I don't think we ever had a versus, but yeah. Did you guys ever see The Dream Team?
Yes.
That's a Michael Keaton movie that you guys need to watch if you haven't seen it. It's just it's one of those little movies. See him and Christopher Lloyd. I never can remember the guy's name. The guy who played the monster in Young Frankenstein.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Guy from the
Peter Boyle.
Peter Boyle.
Yeah. I saw this movie back in the day, and I probably didn't get it.
It's so good, but like it's not a classic or anything, but it's definitely got its moments where you're like, oh my god, that's so good.
Like I remember watching this like back in like the video store rental days, like pre-Blockbuster mom and pop shop type place. Yeah, I remember the cover of it.
I remember watching this on HBO or Showtime repeatedly, being like, "Oh, this is on again? I'll watch this. It's hilarious." I loved that movie. They're mental patients, right?
Yeah, they're mental patients. Yeah, and I mean, there's one guy that only talks in baseball terms the entire movie.
So Jack's in it.
Yeah, Jackson. Yeah, with the occasional F. Spanos.
All right.
F. Spanos.
You know, I actually really want to see this movie again.
I haven't seen this in years, but it's funny. Michael Keaton did a movie where he was a hockey player, and I can't remember the title of the movie, and I liked the movie.
Buckshot.
No, it wasn't Buckshot. The only problem I had with the movie is they were looking for extras in San Diego to fill the stands of the sports arena there, the smell arena, whatever they call it. And
smell arena.
Oh, it's worse than the queue.
Oh,
it's terrible. Anyway, so a friend of mine, we go, hey, let's go be extras in this movie. So we go wait in line. We're in line for like 2 hours, and then they come out and say, sorry, we're gonna have to cancel shooting today.
Oh.
So I waited in line for 2 hours just to be an extra. No water, no sandwiches, nothing. And they didn't do the movie. I can't remember the name of the movie, though. Barbados is his name. Steve Barbados. I don't know. He plays a hockey player, and he ends up falling in love with a girl that has a boy. She was in Three Amigos. She's the one that I think Steve Martin goes for.
Oh, Rose. Was that her name?
Oh, like the Latina?
Yeah, the actress was.
I had a crush on her.
Yeah, all three of them were hot.
All three of the Amigos were hot.
No, I mean, like,
that Martin Short.
That
we
Dusty
were all
Bottoms.
thinking it, guys. Come on. You know?
That was what was named.
Your little buttercup.
Yeah.
Patrice Martinez.
Yes. I just love it. I
Well,
love it.
now
At
that
the
you have it
end.
up, what's the movie that she was in with Michael Keaton?
Oh, let's see.
We've been in like the 80s.
Mm-hmm. I always love it.
We're going down the IMDb rabbit hole.
We are.
Yeah.
It's a slippery slope.
You can't help it.
I do.
I don't see it on here, so I don't know if perhaps you got the wrong person.
There's no way. All right, you guys.
I do love that at the end of Three Amigos, though, and he's being all serious. Steve Martin, he's like, "I'll come back someday." Why? Well, and I love there's so many. I love subtle humor that people don't get like the first time, or they might get it like when they first get down to what's the name of the town? El Poco. Is it El Poco or yeah?
El
but anyway,
Polo Loco.
Yeah, and they get down there and they're eating, and Chevy Chase has got that burrito shell or the tortilla shell, and all the meat's coming out of the bottom of it, and he just finally gives up and goes, "Do you have anything besides Mexican food?" Like, what the heck?
That is a hilarious line.
I like called Touch and Go.
It might have been Touch and Go.
By the way, that's
not the same woman.
It is. It has to be.
Maria Conchita Alonso.
All right. I'm looking it up right now, but some reason I can't get any Michael Keaton stuff to show up here.
By the way, when I was a kid, I felt that way every time I went to a Mexican restaurant.
Am I spelling
hey,
Keaton wrong?
Do you guys have hamburgers here? Because I like those cheeseburgers from McDonald's. That was me when I was a kid, at least.
I never even
like, oh my gosh.
Because we didn't have any kind of Mexican place in my hometown except Taco John's until probably I was 15 or 16 years old. So I'd never really had it until as in my mid-teens.
So you had a place called Taco John's?
Matt, have you had a Taco John's? I know it's a Midwestern place.
I mean, I can see Taco Juan's, but Taco John's just doesn't sound right at all.
I don't know if I've ever seen a taco. There might be a Taco John's.
So Taco John's is a chain, and I think it's out of the Midwest. But
Taco John's.
Yeah, it was before Taco Bell though got big.
You like tacos, so do we.
And the restrooms looked great. That was part of the secret of the John.
Get it?
Yes, it was.
I got it.
Get it?
But it was kind of that's what was that was implied. You eat the tacos, you're going to go to the John.
Right.
Like there together.
Yeah. Well, at least it was a truth in what you're getting. So, like In-N-Out Burger.
Speaking of Mexican, I'll bring this up now. So Chris and I have spoken before on the podcast of our love for the old Doritos Salsa del Rio. Is that what it's called, Chris? His mic is out again, once again.
Wow.
It was Doritos Salsa del Rio. It was back in the 90s, which is a
Doritos Salsa Rio.
Salsa Rio.
Which, by the way, Taco John's is right next to Eddie's egg rolls.
Where?
That joke was so much funnier 15 seconds ago.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I got it, by the way.
But
I was like, just down the street from me? Like,
yeah, what? All right.
Eddie's egg rolls. Okay. Gotcha.
She's not, I swear to God, she's in the
Why
three.
not egg roll Eddie?
You know what?
Food
I-
first
I-
and then the name.
I was wrong. She's not in the Three Amigos. She's in the Running Man.
Oh, that one. Yeah, she was good looking. Yeah.
All right. I apologize.
She was also in Predator 2. Wasn't she?
She's the real predator.
Yeah, she's- yeah.
But yes, Nick, Salsa Rio
Salsa
by
Rio.
Doritos. So
Was it-
good.
Was it
I like
excellent?
it. I like Eddie's egg rolls.
Better than the Salsa Rio.
Who would eat there, by the way? Like,
Eddie's egg rolls.
People go to Taco John's.
yeah, totally.
Hey, y'all been to Taco John's?
Hey, when it's your only choice,
They got some great Mexican food.
they do. It's just
They got-
ketchup. It's
they got-
ketchup.
They got squirrel
It's like
tacos.
it's like getting crawfish in Toronto.
Anyhow, I'm not sure if these are nationwide or not, but Tostitos Salsa Verde chips
Salsa
Or-
verde.
are superb. I
They
got
should-
this.
They
I
should
got
be,
this bag.
they should be
on-
Johnny's
I got this.
salsa
Yeah,
verde.
I got this bag on Monday, and I've already cleaned it out. They are like crack. You
Now,
just-
Now, do your cheese balls feel neglected?
the cheese balls have been on back order until December, so my cheese curls I still have.
Cheese curls. Cheese
I-
curls.
Cheese
I'm
curls are dope.
I'm already more than halfway through my shipment of 12 cans, so
Whoa.
I will. You can still order the cheese curls on Amazon, so I probably will reorder.
Your trash guy is like, this dude must play Warcraft.
Yeah, gosh, it's just nothing but carbs.
Oh man!
I did want to say one thing before we move on from the verses. I know we have, but
Please more restaurant names.
I'm ashamed that David Gott, who's a diehard Cubs fan, supposedly
Oh, yeah.
didn't vote for Ferris Bueller, and they actually are at a Cubs game.
Yeah.
Wow.
To me, if I like all the movies and it has anything to do with San Diego, I'm gonna be loyal to my team, loyal to my city, and I'm gonna pick the one that if it's 4 movies, I go, I like them all. I'm gonna pick the one that has something to do with my city in
But
it.
he also had a deeper emotional connection with
I don't care. I don't care.
I'll tell you though, I mean, if I had to make a tie-breaking vote, even though it didn't happen, I would have chosen Ferris Bueller over Breakfast Club.
I would have too.
So like Ferris Bueller and also another fan favorite, E.T. Both of those movies taught me tips and tricks on how to get out of going to school.
Oh yeah, totally. Mm.
So sweaty palms, you lick your palms just like Ferris does, and then in ET, you can take the thermometer, put up against the light bulb, and hopefully it doesn't register as like 117 degrees.
Which is what you did, right?
Exactly
That movie came out after I was out of school, so I had to come up with my own things. I just walked out of school.
You got to be careful, Chris, or you'll wind up in a doctor's office. That's worse than school.
Yes. It may or may not have happened to me in the past. Hey, so I know you guys, the week that I was not, when was that? When was I not on?
It seemed like yesterday.
I don't know. It was like 3 weeks in a row.
When did we record last?
Last Thursday. Week ago Thursday. So
I know I hear a rumor. You guys made fun of me about what stories I was going to tell on the week that I was not on. But during the week,
I don't remember.
That's just kind of what we do.
During the week that I was not on,
That's the sad part is we recorded from Taco John's live.
I know, right?
Great Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I did actually in that week that I was not here purchase a Jeep.
All right.
I got the 4-door. I got a 4-door Wrangler.
Yeah, I liked it.
Got a really good deal on it. Only 62,000 miles on it for a 2009, which I was excited about.
Humble brag.
And then but 6 days later, I'm driving home from work, and the instrument cluster lights up like a goddamn Christmas tree, like everything.
A gosh darn Christmas tree.
What'd I say? Yeah, whatever.
Well, now God's pissed at us. Thanks. Go ahead.
Whatever. Next week, God's going to do something crazy, and it's going to be in the news.
Time to boycott Catholics.
Yeah, seriously.
No, I'm boycotting Taco John's.
Oh, okay. I don't like their ad
It's
campaign.
easier, so they don't have one. God loves our tacos.
What was that? I saw today. One man goes into protest, and everybody
burns their Nikes. Yeah,
burns their Nikes, but the Catholic Church has been covering up the fact they've been raping children for 30 years, and no one cares.
Yeah.
That was from Dan. Thanks, Dan. But so, anyways, I had to bring the Jeep in.
That's my Catholic.
I haven't had the Jeep.
Oh,
I actually I got to drive the Jeep for 6 days, and I'm currently 7 days without it. So
7 days to repair this Jeep?
Yeah, well, it is just terrible timing. So at the end of the time,
you take it to John's Automotive.
Yeah.
Wiring?
At the end of the day, it was the TIPM, which is a total something blah blah blah. Whatever. TIPM it's a control module.
So 120, 121, the wiring.
Whatever it took.
I prefer just the TIPM.
Yep, just the TIPM. That's episode title, Matt. Thank you.
Yeah,
just
thank
the
you for
TIPM.
that, Matt.
TIPM.
Just the TIPM.
It's essentially the computer that handles all the electrical stuff in the car.
Wasn't it? I mean,
Totally
I know it's
died.
cool, this computer, but it wasn't easier back in the day with it. You just turn the key.
Well, I'll tell you, my prior Jeep, the 2-door TJ, was 4 years older, and I never had one.
Your Jeep was a Tijuana?
No, it's the model is a Jeep TJ.
Oh, okay.
He used to fly him in and out too.
Yep. Anyways, so it's been in the shop. It's being taken care of. I'm not paying for the damn thing, but so I get up there, right? And
Did they give you a rental car?
Yep. So I get up there, and the only car that they have available for me to take, because they partner with Enterprise Rent a Car, was a Ford F-250 Super Duty.
Oh.
Now, dude, this truck.
You want one now, don't you?
Dude, this truck is so badass.
Yeah.
But I nearly blew out an ACL getting out of it.
Was it so choice?
It was what?
It is so choice.
I don't get it.
It's from Ferris Bueller.
Oh, right, yes.
If you have the means, I highly recommend you pick up one. It is so
choice.
No, so
my father loves this car. Okay,
I had it for less than 2 days. I had to get rid of it. Because for work I had to travel a little bit and go back and forth a couple different places, and I pull up to one of my locations I work at, and I couldn't park in the parking garage. I pull up and I was like, oh boy, no, I gotta pull a U-turn. So I stop traffic for everybody. The U-turn this thing out and go park elsewhere. Not to mention the fact it gets like 7 miles to the gallon.
Oh wow.
But that truck was really badass, and it was definitely like lifted up. Like,
now, was it the diesel or is it just the regular gas?
Regular gas.
Okay.
Regular gas. But this thing was so big.
By the way, people that drive a Super Duty don't talk like they're driving a Lexus.
Yeah.
It's true, but so
I used to have a truck.
Like for the amount of
it was a Datsun. It was a small little. Yeah.
Actually, my car was a Datsun. The truck was a Chevy 210. And Jay destroyed it.
For the amount of driving that I do have to do, I couldn't conceivably drive that thing for more than I did. So I got rid of it, and then they gave me a Nissan Rogue Sport, which is terrible.
Might as well call it Johnny Sport.
Seriously, I'll tell you though, it does get like 35 miles to the gallon, which is pretty amazing.
They didn't have a Prius or anything?
I would have taken a Prius. I mean, if you're going to give me a gas efficient car, you might as well just go all in.
Hey, my Lexus though gets crappy gas mileage.
Well, so does my Jeep, but not anywhere near or not anywhere close to what the 250 thing. That thing.
It even has the Econo thing. You switch to Econo. I don't see a difference.
Yeah. Is the Jeep a 5-speed?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
I had to get a car that would be usable by the entire family of drivers.
Oh.
Yeah.
So some people could never go on the Amazing Race in your family.
Correct.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, because you didn't get the Ferris Bueller one, Amazing Race, you have people who compete in the Amazing Race. They go, of course, around the world, and they have to have a stick shift, and they don't know how to drive it. Who goes on the Amazing Race without not knowing how to drive a stick shift?
You're gonna learn.
Yeah, it was definitely it was a hard decision to make, but that was kind of part of the deal.
You didn't put your foot down?
I did, in the fact that I got to get a new Jeep.
Hey, make the deals you can keep, and keep the deals that you made.
That's correct. But check this out.
You can't be with the Jeep you want. Be the one you love, right?
That's what I was saying.
I think I might have mentioned this offline last week. But so the new Jeep that I have, it's got the factory rake, and what that means is that each car has at factory has a suspension that is configured in a certain way. So the Jeep that I have now, which if you see it on the road, you might see them slightly tilted down, where the front end is a bit lower than the back. And that's called a rake. Now this time I had a lift on my other Jeep with some bigger tires on it, but I wasn't planning on putting a lift on this one. But I did want to put what they call a leveling kit. And a leveling kit, what that does is it's like these little blocks, essentially these little spacers that go in between the spring and the axle. So the leveling kit adds 2 inches to the front and adds 1 inch to the back. So it essentially lifts up just a little bit, but also makes it a little bit more like of a level body. Now, I did my own lift on my Jeep the first time, and it was
as you do
terrible experience.
Rotten experience.
It was awful. So I did it in my driveway. I had jack stands the whole nine. I put divots into my driveway. It was just a terrible experience. So I was thinking, I actually like doing it. I enjoy it. I actually want to do it. But I was like, I can never do this in my driveway, right?
Oh yeah.
Slippery slope there, Chris. I don't like where you're going with this.
I know where you're going with this because we talked about it at night. Yeah, go for it.
I decided to build a man shed.
Yeah, no. I found this place that some guy bought, like an old bankrupt car dealership.
Oh, right. We talked about this last week. Yeah.
Offline, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, okay.
Yeah, so he bought this car dealership. I know. And what he does is he actually rents out the repair bays for $20 an hour. You can put your car up on the lift and do whatever you need to do with it. They provide all the tools, like regular, tools and air tools and the whole nine that you can use. And it's $20 an hour.
I said sprocket, not socket.
I said that's awesome, and I actually talked to my dad about this. Over the weekend because he was helping.
But how do they make any money?
Well, it's $20 an hour.
Yeah, but they're providing all the tools, everything else.
Yeah, but I was just saying, like, you have to think about it, like, they're probably, if you're going to actually work on something, you're going to be there a while. Yeah, and most likely, think about it, if you're really doing some serious work, you're not taking it home with you that day. You're leaving it. So
they probably have some tools too that might be a little bit more expensive that they rent to you or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
you want a screwdriver?
They don't upsell you on the tools, but they do offer help.
Oh, there you go.
An additional $35 an hour if you need it.
Okay.
But they also do really cool, like almost like co-op plans where, like, if you have like an aspiring mechanic that wants to start up a business but doesn't have a shop, like, he can rent out the shop to sub out the shop to do the work that he's going to do, right? So
all right, that makes sense.
You get yourself a client list and say, oh, I'll come pick up your car and I'll go work on it, and then you just build it into whatever you're charging the customer as part of your labor.
I love the idea of
kind of cool,
because I mean, there's been times where I've had to do work or either with my dad or my brother-in-law, or
when you're camping.
No, but just on a vehicle as you do, and so that idea is totally cool. So I was
supposed to go there tonight or this morning actually to go do it, but because of the electrical issue, I had to cancel.
I think it's a great idea. They should have stuff like this around.
Yeah, very, very cool.
Is there a mandatory time that so say you go an hour and 10 minutes? Is that 2 hours?
No idea, but I mean, if I ran the business, yes.
It's kind of like a salon for mechanics in some ways.
Yeah, exactly. See, hairstylists rent out chairs, and mechanics rent out.
Oh, kind of like the ice skating business, figure skaters and hockey coaches. They're all private, and they bring their kids there, and they.
They can bring their kids.
Of course, they're charging like $120 an hour and only paying like $5.
Well, anyways, I thought that was a really cool concept, and like I'm excited for when I eventually can get down there to do it. I'm gonna I head down.
Hey, can you do
if I can get my car early enough in the day tomorrow, I might try and
what about Facebooking Live it on the Ramblecast?
Sure.
I mean, we could never get Nick to ask someone to marry him on our show. What about that? Fixing a car here and you cuss and swear.
It's not the fear that they'll say no; it's the fear that they'll say yes. Oh.
You could be happily ever after, Nick.
Yeah.
What if they own the
with an LA Streetwalker?
Would people actually care though? Like, who's going to sit there and watch me wrench on a Jeep?
Right. Sure.
Well, there's a chance you'll swear and cuss.
Who would have thunk that there's tons of kids paying money to watch other people play video games? It happens.
Yeah, actually, you make a valid point. Like, I could see how someone could make a Twitch feed on car repair.
Mm-hmm.
That would actually be shoot. I would actually watch that.
Yeah.
Just a guy like a mechanic taking a.
Well, I mean, I learned how to do it by watching YouTube videos.
Sure. Chris, you grow your beard out really scruffy. You make sure and you get a dip habit now. You get your big hog.
No, I can't go back to it.
A big hog leg in.
It's fake dip.
A big, you can have some fake dip. Yeah,
this is how you get your super
they have that gum.
It has been like 6 years. 5 years? 5 years? I don't even know how long since.
It's a bad habit. You shouldn't be doing it even for the success of our show.
It's so good though.
Get you a cut off T-shirt.
I'm relieved and happy that I have quit, but I miss it.
I've quit
all the time.
So weird. Chris gave up his job at Apple just to become a mechanic. He doesn't even know that much about cars, but he said, "Yeah."
Well, it's my wife watches it. What's that song by Justin Bieber? It's something burrito, babalito, whatever. Desperado, whatever it is. It has that little girl. Has that girl dancing?
Technically, every time not his song, but he made it popular.
He's in it. I don't know the deal. So anyway, the girl and the brother have their own YouTube channel, and they got like 15 million people watching them. And my wife watches them. I go, I don't get it. What are you watching? She goes, I just find them interesting. And then the one video is just the guy going, the kid's like 18, 19, went and got a brand new Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
40,000. He goes, thanks people for letting me buy this Mustang.
Rub it in, kid.
I don't get it. But that's okay. But I'm just saying, you never know.
Hey, patrons.
Chris fixing cars.
Thanks for letting me buy this Polar Seltzer. Appreciate it.
Going back to
Polar Seltzer is a product of Massachusetts as well. Yeah, right here in
just outside of Boston.
About 45 minutes west of Boston.
Mm-hmm. Going back to
going back to what?
E.T. Chris, I tagged you on Instagram. Did you see that video I tagged you in? I know you're not really a big Instagrammer. So anyway, last Saturday, Cliff and I went and saw John Williams.
Oh yes.
In concert, and it was superb.
Is that where Cliff had to take a dump?
Cliff always has to take a dump. Doesn't matter where we go. He always has to take a dump.
Okay.
Clearly, one of the best movies that Spielberg has ever made.
Yeah, I looked over at Cliff during that clip and just like, Cliff, are you crying?
No, when this
cry. Leave me alone, Nick.
No, when this song was playing, everybody went to take a dump with Cliff because nobody.
No, I dropped my only hot dog.
But it was so nice, like because at first there was another composer that came out and did like a few other things. I was like, wait a minute, I thought John Williams was going to do this, and then John came out. And when not only was it nice that John Williams came out, but it was the 40th time he had done it, and which I didn't know, nor did Cliff. And John Williams, instead of just talking, said, I'm going to invite someone out on stage with me because I've been trying to get him to do it for years.
Oh, I thought it was you.
No, it wasn't me. It was Taco John.
E.T.
Steven Spielberg came out.
Oh, rad.
Yeah, and basically Steven Spielberg.
Who?
Steven Spielberg. He's this guy. He made this one movie called 1941. It didn't go over too well.
I love that movie.
Everything else has been downhill since 1941.
But it was nice because Steven would stand up and between songs and be like, "Oh, like this one was for this movie," and there's like, he's like, if it wasn't, and he was giving so much praise to John Williams about like, and they showed like the opening scene from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade when the River Phoenix stuff. They played that entire opening segment without the score, and it's hilarious because you can't imagine watching this movie without music, and then they play it again with the music, and you're just like, oh my God, it's just in it. So many just nice things you don't think about when it comes to scores, film scores. And it was just a really great night. And it's the first time I had ever seen Cliff actually like look at me like
smile.
Well, he was so happy, and he looked at me and he goes, "Thank you so much for asking me to come to do this." He goes, and so I was like, yeah, because it was a great night. It was really
now I'm tearing up.
Oh yeah. But it was not. I mean, but I definitely. I don't.
Cliff turned to you and he was like, "Let me pet the rabbits. Tell me about the rabbits."
Tell me about the rabbits.
A lot of people I follow on Instagram were at this concert.
Because it was 3 days. Like there was, he did it 3 nights. He always does it every Labor Day weekend on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We went on Saturday, and it was just nice. And because he does like basically every. He didn't do Superman, which I was surprised, but he did it like pretty much all the famous pieces he's done.
Oh, huh. Well, that's because Superman is so much like, parts of his other scores. So,
I guess. Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's parts of Superman that remind me of, like when Yoda's lifting the
Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, Batman. Bat Dance specifically.
Yeah, like there's one. I think it's Lando's theme, or something. There's one theme in Empire it's like another one he's done too. I can't remember what it is, but it's one of those when you actually just listen to it by itself, you're like, oh, that sounds like this.
Just to Chris has a Superman story.
Does anyone have a Superman story?
Yeah, you know what? I just happened to. This is me attempting to not off.
I was just close to veering off the podcast.
I did my best. I put a little show note to the side to make. That was my best effort to not cut someone like Nick off.
You didn't look like Horseshack. You're like,
I've got something. I've got to talk.
So I don't know. It's a slightly of a Superman story. So,
Mr. Carter.
So there was a Comic-Con or some type of con expo down in Atlanta, Georgia last week.
Dragon Con?
Dragon Con.
Is that what it was? I'm not sure. So there's some friends of the show.
It's Dragon Con.
Yeah, it's sponsored by Taco John's.
Taco John's Dragon Con.
That rhymes. Yeah. Taco John's Dragon Con.
So yeah, there's a dragon. A Dragon Con. The dragons take over Atlanta. Anyway,
I thought it was zombies.
Anywho, so there's this Dragon Con in Atlanta. There's some friends of the show, friends of Old School Media Junkyard that were there and
are they really
represented.
I know who you're talking about. Are they really friends of the show?
Maybe of Media Junkyard.
Okay, I was gonna say you're saying they're friends of the show. I didn't know if they listen.
Oh well, so old friends of mine like Joe Humrick, who may or may not have listened to the show, Steve Glosson, Derek Russell, who coincidentally actually has a podcast with Brian Austin Green, which I didn't realize, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, that's great.
So there's this whole thing where they did their little interview with Brian Austin Green and Ian Ziering of Sharknado and 90210 fame.
Yep.
But more importantly, one of them posted a picture posed with Brandon Routh and Tom Welling
from Lucifer.
The two Supermans, or two of the most recent Supermans,
from Lucifer,
Smallville and one from I don't know what you're talking about, Jack. But
you've never watched Lucifer?
No.
He just thought you were trying to summon Satan.
It's basically like the son of the devil, even though but he comes and he's like a buddy
cop.
No,
he's a son of God.
He's a son of God now. Okay,
that's what he is. That's his dad.
Yeah.
So
anyway, finish the story with all your friends that they're friends of the show.
Yeah. So anyways, one of them posted a picture of standing with Brandon Routh and Tom Welling, and Robin also posted a picture of Tom Welling. And don't get me wrong, I am dad bod like 1.0, no question.
I think all of us are. Yeah.
I think I'm grandpa.
Dude,
I'm grandpa
Tom
bod.
Welling got fat.
Fat?
Well, I mean, fat for Tom Welling. Like, he's like gray bearded and like heavy. Now, I was like, I'm just trying not to be too critical, but I actually showed the picture to my wife, and she's like, "Whoa, what happened?"
Okay,
to
so
Superman?
you're saying he's Leif Garrett.
What?
He's still an attractive dude, but he's probably put on like 50, 60 pounds.
He was a big dude on Lucifer. He was a big dude.
I didn't even know he was on Lucifer. I mean, I don't even know what Lucifer is still.
I can't remember if he's still on. I can't remember if he's still on Lucifer.
But I was like, damn, Superman got big. And meanwhile, you got Brandon Routh on the other side, who's Brandon Routh.
Yeah, totally. Guys still.
But I was like, dude, that's crazy. I didn't.
What about the other Superman that was in Mission Impossible? The British guy,
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill, yeah.
He's pretty chiseled.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
I heard a rumor about Henry Cavill might be casted on.
This is what? No.
You broke up there, Chris.
He's going to be in something on Netflix.
So Henry Cavill might be casted to do the film adaptation of the video game The Witcher.
Yeah, it's going to be on Netflix, I believe. Right?
Oh, is it? Cool.
I thought I read that.
But I was like, hey man, Superman got fat. I feel less bad about myself.
It's funny though, Chris.
So super fatty man.
Because like you look at someone like Chris Pratt, who in Parks and Rec was always a little fat, and then bulked up for a few years and got skinny, and then I love that in the last Avengers. It's just a non-stop fat joke of Chris Pratt.
Because he was chubby in the beginning, and then all of a sudden he became like me.
Yeah.
Okay. I am doing such a good job of not cutting off Nick because I really wanted to. So people tell me all the time, like I get that this like often. People are like, dude, you look just like Chris Pratt.
Wait,
okay,
like, wait, fat Chris Pratt?
No, that's the thing. and my follow up is like the before photos. You dick. But yeah, I guess I resemble Fat Pratt.
You look like season 2, Chris Pratt. Season 2 of that show.
I'm gonna probably take some heat for this, but my wife always said she looked like Natalie Wood, and when she looks, I always go, okay, before or after the drowning.
Oh,
yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I would always say that to her, but
I think you.
How many years have you been married, Jack?
I think you just lost
30, 29 years.
People are actually running to the computer and clicking.
Hey, look,
at that. Yeah,
I didn't push her overboard. Come on.
Right. I got it, Jack.
I think it's funny, but no, I said in all seriousness, sweetheart, you do look like her.
My mom.
I warned you ahead of time. I thought I would be fall flat.
Yeah, that one went over like a wet fart in church.
I just wanted to mention a show because we were
sure you can say Fat Superman, but you can't say Natalie Wood.
They're just saying if Chris would go hit the gym a little bit, he'd be a dead ringer for Halloween. For Chris Pratt. Guardians of the Galaxy.
That'd be a good costume.
Yeah,
that'd be a good costume.
He could be comic. He could be Dragon Conning at Taco John's Dragon Con as Chris Pratt.
You got 7 weeks. You could do it.
I could do like a Chris Pratt fat cosplay.
Exactly.
No, nobody wants fat Chris Pratt.
Oh, we're losing you, Jack.
Nobody.
Oh, there
you could.
Huh?
We were losing you there for a little bit. You went real bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. There was no more Natalie Wood jokes, but go ahead.
Oh, okay.
And somebody, so I was wearing my my JFK T-shirt the other day.
Was it holy?
All right. I'm not saying anything.
And I went to Cafe Nero. I don't know if you guys have Cafe Nero anywhere near you, but it's a phenomenal coffee shop.
I don't have that or a Taco John or anything.
And I was wearing it, and the girl behind the counter, albeit probably about 15 to 20 years younger than I am, is like, "Is that you on your shirt?" I go, "Oh shoot."
Okay, before or after the shooting?
I go, "Oh, dude." So I'm like, no,
I'm trying.
I'm like, that's JFK. And she's like, oh, right.
Yeah.
And then I guess I realized that when
that's that star on YouTube.
When I'm not wearing my hat, I definitely style my hair like JFK. I guess. Yeah. I get that people. I got that more than once. But I'm like, first of all,
so you're before.
He's before Chris Pratt.
I'm before Chris Pratt
slash JFK.
A reincarnated JFK.
No, like,
JFK probably weighed like 75 pounds less than I do.
Yeah. He's a small guy. Yeah.
He's a little guy.
So you're like JFK really if he settled down in the suburbs there and had more of a dad.
But more importantly, what the hell world is it when people don't recognize a picture of JFK and think it's me?
I'm telling you right now, when I years ago worked with
get elected, right, Nick?
Oh god!
Kids would bring their like $1 bills, $5 bills up. I said, and they'd ask for change. I said, well, I don't know. I go, how do you not know who's on the $1 bill? Father of our country, first president. I don't know. Can I just get the change? Who's on the $1 bill? And they didn't know who's on the $5 bill.
The Pope.
Ugh. Yeah. What? In all places, for a girl to not know who JFK is in Boston,
I know.
Excuses.
Oh yeah.
More crazy. It's like someone in Tennessee not know who David Crockett is.
You kind of let some Bostons down there, Chris. I think you should have been like, "Hey,
that is me.
Where are you from? What?
Where are you from? Abington?
Where are you from?
Rehoboth? Where at? Quincy?"
Take out her driver's license and rip it up right in front of her. Like, you're no longer a Bostonian or whatever. I don't know.
That's a terrible accent.
If she's old enough to have a job, she should know who JFK is.
Yeah, agreed.
Right.
It's not like it was Polk or Taft or someone like that. It was
JFK is literally the first TV president. He's the first president to have his face plastered over everything.
And he's still plastered over everything.
Aside from the dollar bill.
But no, how do you not know JFK?
I don't know.
I mean, it's not like he's one of the unattractive presidents either. We can even put him in that camp. He's in the attractive president.
He's no Grover at Cleveland.
He's no Eisenhower.
Oh, I guess. Is that a fat joke there?
Are you hitting on me, Matt? Or
not? There's anything wrong with it, Matt.
No, that's a really
you've already won the verses, Matt. You don't need any more votes. Back off, buddy. Put some water on yourself. Cold water. Go take a shower.
The breakfast club. We do things over here. Just leave your keys in that bowl.
Oh boy.
I don't know where I was going with that.
You're gonna have to explain that one.
I can't.
This is like a crappy version of the IMDb wormhole we went into.
What? No, it isn't. How is that? We haven't even looked up anything.
We went from Fat Pratt to keys in the bowl in like 7 seconds.
seven degrees of Pratt.
Pratt's at a Fat Pratt. Oh, wait. Chris Pratt helped in shape. Chris Pratt's at a party. Keys in the bowl. Do you put your keys in the bowl? I'm asking you, Matt.
No, I'm not playing this game. This is just a weird way.
I'm just asking.
Right.
My keys are, but I'm not even at the party with the keys in the bowl.
Right, so Matt's
but also Leaf Garrett's there, and in shape Chris Pratt, and Leaf Garrett, and what's his name? I can't remember his name. You know the guy.
You literally have an autographed photo behind you of the man.
I know. I can't remember his name. Johnny Taco.
Johnny Taco. That's a different place.
What's his name?
Oh, I got another story.
Name?
Richard Grieco.
No. Richard Grieco. Okay.
So
those are your choices.
So if Richard Grieco brings the cocaine, are you there?
Me?
Who's the question to? I don't know.
It's a Matt.
I don't know. You're talking about Richard Grieco in an 8-ball right now. I have no idea where this is going.
I think if you have Leaf Garrett and Richard Grieco, there's not going to be anything left.
Yeah.
Speaking of 8-balls, who else has been watching Jack Ryan?
We watched the pilot.
Not yet.
I watched the pilot at Comic-Con, and I thought it was. We talked about this actually because me and Jack went on a rant about.
No, you guys talked about the pilot, but I didn't know if you guys had watched.
I haven't seen it. No. I haven't seen it yet.
No.
Okay.
I enjoyed the pilot, and I would like to continue to watch it. You know.
I binged the rest of the season over the Labor Day.
Wow.
I had some
out of 1 out of 10?
computer work to do, so I put it on and said, "Hey,
aren't you the man?"
Here.
1 out of 10. What do you give it?
Oh, geez, I don't know.
As a whole.
Yeah.
As a
whole, I enjoyed it. I don't know if I'd give it a 10. You know, maybe like an 8 because there's like 8 episodes.
What if Fat Chris Pratt was starred in it? What would you give it?
No, I liked Krasinski, right?
John Krasinski, yes.
Yeah, something like that.
John Blunt.
I liked him, Jim. You know, I mean, in some cases, I'm kind of like, yeah, it's still Jim. So, no, but I liked the characters. I liked the stories. I liked the stories throughout the season. I liked how it progressed. I liked there's some surprises that happen that you don't really see coming until you're like, oh, and this is happening. So, I like that it gives different viewpoints from different people too. Like, and I don't think you get that with the pilot. Like the other episodes, they start to kind of flesh out all of these other characters and how they intertwine. So, it's the funny thing about Jack Bryan is that
he likes tacos.
He does.
Speaking of tacos, does anyone have a funny taco story?
Like from Johnny Taco?
Yes,
I do. So John Krasinski's at Taco John's.
He's in France and he's like hunting down like this investigator and he's like, hey, I need to get some tacos. And she's like, really? We're in France. Don't you want to cuisine? And he's like, no, I only eat Mexican.
I want some taco with some escargot.
So it's a really weird segue, but it happens.
And there's no ice.
Nope.
My old adversary used to love to eat tacos.
So, speaking of tacos,
how did you go from Jack Ryan to tacos?
Well, I had the story about the tacos, and then someone else started talking about something else.
This Jeep has 5 gears. Okay?
So
it's manual.
So you this past week has probably filled your Facebook feeds and your Instagram feeds with all the annoying pictures parents post of their kids going back to school.
No!
Sign.
No! I love those pictures
for like a whole month. So
I love those photos.
So we posted one of my daughter who went into 1st grade this year.
Congratulations!
I apologize if down the road she ever listens to this show, but
well, she's a star of this show. She's been on a couple times.
So we posted this picture, and then I'm at work and I'm showing it to somebody. I'm looking at the picture. I'm like, oh my god! So photo reference. You guys may have seen this one here. If people sitting at home, you can definitely check out my Instagram page. But here's the magic I'm going to show you here. So this is a cool little sign they hold up and things that they like. I'm going to zoom in on this really quickly because I spotted this and I was at work and I absolutely lost it. I posted this on social media. In the favorite section.
Yeah!
Oh, yeah.
Likes tacos.
So, it gets better if you look at it a little further. So,
I see it. I just wasn't going to get it.
My favorites. On top is color, and below it, my favorite food. And
if you want to know what it says, if we get to the $5,000 level, we will tell you.
Yeah, so I recommend maybe checking out my Instagram page for a good laugh. Do me a favor, don't put any comments.
Oh my gosh!
So I realized that,
keep it PC, and by P,
I saw that, and I absolutely lost.
I saw that and didn't. I posted. That's a good.
I posted it. Didn't even realize it.
Good story. I know.
So I texted my wife, and she's like, "Holy!"
Hey, not that there's anything wrong with it.
Dude, that picture is going to go in her senior yearbook when you take out a page full ad for your yearbook.
It's like an episode of Seinfeld.
Oh my goodness!
So she's going to be posting that when she's in college.
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing she didn't pick green Mentos.
I know.
What is it every year though? It just seems like they have to get more. I mean, you have young kids there, not Nick and I, but every year you have to get more elaborate on your pictures to school. As a kid, we just go to school.
Shit, I don't
But now
and we did the school bus stop photos when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I don't have any photos of me as a kid.
But it's like, we took. I know my wife took pictures of our kids with the first day of school.
Well, for the rest of
was
us,
it. But
grew
now
up in the 20th century, and like Nick over here.
I was the second child. There are no photos of me. No one cared. It's like,
we don't care. We don't care about you.
Sure, if they did exist, your mom burned them already.
She did. Sorry for everyone out there. It's
We're laughing at what Chris said, but no, it just seems like, what down the road? Is it going to have to be like elaborate? You're going to is Steven Spielberg going to have to? What's going? It just every year it seems like has to get
Jack,
more.
This
more
chalkbook this chalkbook's reusable. It's
no, but I'm gonna say, but everyone's like, oh, you're still using the chalkbook, the chalkboard thing. Come on.
I'm waiting for some.
Sure, it has great tacos, but move on. What's gonna be next?
I don't know.
The second I see someone post their kid with an iPad in their hand holding up, I'm probably gonna unfollow them.
Entry videos. That's what it'll be.
What if it was a dead iPad and they had actually used real chalk?
That would be awesome.
Or a marker, right?
A slate.
Slate.
So just warning: if you follow Chris, if you're friends with him on Instagram and Facebook, if you use an iPad, you will be kicked to the curb. Kick to the curb.
I just
wanted
to give a shout out, because
to your voters.
To all of our voters. No, the one voter in particular, I don't know how.
All my voters from Russia that voted for Breakfast Club.
Thanks, Russian bots.
I love the Breakfast Club. Great movie.
More like thank you, Dan.
Watch in Siberia
for making that happen.
It's a bit unfair today because Matt got all the broadcast voters.
So. I did not.
Yeah. I wanted to say.
A lot of the
broadcast to celebrate.
Yeah.
Broadcast is Matt would know this. Celebrating their 100th episode tomorrow. Mm-hmm. We are celebrating season number 11 of the Ramblecast.
Oh yeah, starting now. This is the premiere,
right? And guess how many episodes that is?
Technically, it should have started forever ago, but we rambled on and forgot about it.
Season 10.
Yeah, I wrote it down, but I forgot it.
Right?
How many episodes does the Ramblecast have?
Yep. Nobody has a guess of how many episodes there's been of the Ramblecast?
In total?
Total from day one.
Wow.
Now remember the Ramblecast replacement. It would replace Lost when Lost would go on hiatus.
There wasn't that many
during some of the summer months, but I would guess probably 200. No,
I'm gonna guess like in the 200 or 300s. Yeah.
Two. I'm gonna say 250.
Chris, any guess? Did Chris freeze? Did we lose Chris? 210. I have no idea. I have no idea how many.
Well, what a letdown.
That was stupid.
Yeah.
I've never counted.
I can't wait till one listener actually proves.
I just want to say that it was season. We're now in season 11. That's longer than most TV shows, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're at an age where we don't even count our podcasts.
We're going for The Simpsons.
We're at an age where people don't even listen to our podcast.
Take that, broadcast. Get off our lawn.
I did get I did
352 with no teeth.
We're going to Taco Jones.
I wanted to just give a shout out to JP.
Can you put some color in there?
I will color this taco a certain color that was mentioned on this show.
You have to send it.
I will send this to one lucky listener. Because
I saw JP grab your peanuts.
JP grabbed the peanuts, and he grabbed both of them.
The picture you made.
Yeah. The drawing, yes.
I saved.
That's it.
Thanks.
I don't know what you guys were thinking, but I was thinking. I was just thinking peanuts.
I was thinking that time when you got the peanuts stuck in your throat.
Oh well, I have not visited New Jersey, but if JP could get on
it was salty.
That's stuck in your throat.
Telemarketers from calling. Anyway, if someone wants to have a special Mad Eye Cough
draw it in that, but you have to fill it in that color though.
I will color this in a special color for the next listener. I don't know, what should we say? I
think the broadcast listeners would probably really like it.
Well, I was thinking we could get some on iTunes, maybe like a star.
Okay. The next 5-star. The 5-star review that we over this next week gets that photo.
Yeah, and if we don't have a 5-star, we don't have a 5-star, then
they get nothing.
I will burn it on the next show live. So be destroyed forever. No, I won't burn it. I'll probably just hang out. Maybe
you laminate it.
We will get a listener, and they will get a taco in the mail. So,
all right. So remember, if you
I just wanted to tag
all 5-star reviews
because it was a fun thing to do. Giving out a drawing to JP.
Now, what did Jared? Is that what he did?
What?
How did
JP do it? He just asked me about it, I think, or something. So, and
all right.
I just was doing something nice, but I don't mind doing something nice for another listener if they want to give us a review.
Even JP.
Speaking of 5-star reviews, and I think that we should probably send this photo to this person because I'll bring it to you. But we have we had a 5-star review from Kayla, who was a broadcast listener, but has recently branched out to all the podcasts. And she messaged me today. Actually,
there's two.
There's two what?
Other
two podcasts, right?
Yeah. Well, right now, she is almost completely through with every Married Man and Ramblecast episode.
Whoa! Wait a minute. She's catching up with us. She's catching up with.
Oh my goodness! In the Chris Tim era to today.
I mean, to quote the Three Amigos,
because I know she's young, and I didn't want her to go. Yeah, but the warmed half you Married Man show.
She messaged me earlier today and said, "I'm really looking forward to hearing about the pork chop story because you guys talk about it all the time, and I have no idea what you're talking about."
Gift from God.
Kayla, welcome aboard to the Ramblecast.
But she wrote, 5-star review, a must listen is the title.
Ooh.
If you like any other podcast in the Jay and Jet Network, then you'll love this podcast. There's something for everyone, from food to TV shows to movies to music to sports. They cover it all. While their segment Versus Trivia and Matt's Top 10 lists are always a blast, it's the ramblings that really make the podcast one of a kind, or one of a million. Don't let Nick's nitpicks deter you, though. The podcast is great. Pick me up and we'll have you laughing in no time. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Nice.
That's pretty catchy. We should use that on the show.
Yeah.
That's nicer than my own daughter Kayla would have said.
Kayla said, "What would your daughter? What would your daughter?
She'd give us like a 1-star. She'd give us a 1-star review. Dad's a dork.
Dad's a dork.
Tells the same stories over and over again.
Don't listen to my dad. He's lame.
He's lame. It's not funny at all.
No. He eats at Taco John's.
He's boring.
Yeah. He likes tacos.
Well, that's awesome, though. Thank you, Kayla. Appreciate the 5-star.
Yes.
The chance to win the taco drawing?
Why not?
Well, but that was just for this show. I just made a claim for. I guess I could do another taco drawing for another. No.
I'm saying this. No, I'm just saying that we have to pick the best. So if there's 10 5-star reviews,
Matt, you act like this is like an act of Congress. You just spent the last 7 minutes sketching a taco.
You're right. Okay. I also sketched this
relax
other doodle too, and this one
doodle
this one won't be given out. It's just a doodle. So
that's pretty cool.
So
better than my doodle. See my doodles here. Let's see if you can see my doodles.
Those are just pieces of crap.
Well, thank you, Mr. Art, the confidence builder.
Well, now I know why you wanted.
I'm sorry, you're drawing crap. Sorry, get out of my club.
Matt is the Lexus driver of artists.
You're just drawing crap. I'm sorry. You can't be in my class. You can't draw it.
I just wanted to poo-poo on Jack since he always wanted my kids to paint.
Mr. Rooney, Mr.
Why don't you take your
Rooney, you're
drawing
drawing
and go play somewhere else?
And
you can't draw a taco like me. Yeah, take that.
No color.
Look at the shading and the texture of my beef.
Look at the lettuce. It looks like real lettuce.
For any Trump fans, I'll make you a taco salad.
Oh no.
Oh. Anyway, so
Jack's like, I don't know where to take that. I don't know if we should clap.
I started watching the show The Sinner.
Okay.
Bill
the Sinner.
And Bill Poland, not Bill not to be confused with Bill Paxton.
Okay.
Have you guys seen the show? It's an ABC AM's not AMC. What's that show? What's that network?
FX.
Oh, anyway, it's on Netflix right now. No,
AMC?
No. Not AMC. What's that other America? Oh, I can't remember it. USA Network. USA Network?
USA?
Where was I getting AMC from?
I don't know.
Anyway, this Jessica Biel and Bill Poland. It is. I don't know if this is because someone said you should watch The Sinner, and it's not. It doesn't have any. I was. I don't know if this is by mistake, but I started watching this. It's a.
Man,
now it starts out.
You're having technical difficulties tonight.
Yeah, you're.
What am I?
You're just kind of.
I'm nicking.
Yeah, you are.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Okay. Anyway, so I apologize. Bill Poland plays the cop, and Jessica Biel plays the killer. Now, I'm not spoiling anything because right off the bat, she kills somebody.
It's the guy from Aliens, right?
Talking about Bill Pullman.
Game over,
Independence
man.
Day.
Game over, yeah. The guy from Predator 2.
We're fighting. We're fighting for our
Weird Science was my second place pick for John Hughes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not Bill Paxton.
U571.
You're talking about Bill Pullman of Lost Highway fame, right?
Is that the movie you're trying to think of before we started?
Yeah, totally was. That's how I identify Bill Pullman is through Lost Highway.
Lost Highway.
All right, so Bill Pullman.
Still trying to figure that movie out.
The Sinner. I'm only in 5 episodes, and it's an 8. It's pretty interesting, and pretty. I recommend it highly. Go on Netflix. The Sinner. The one I don't know, but this is the one I picked to watch.
Hey Jack, do you want fries with that? Welcome to tacos.
Am I still breaking up that bad?
Yeah,
a little bit. Chris just called it.
Thank you for pulling up the tacos, where we have the tacos and pink.
All right, I'll just be silent the rest of the podcast.
Sure. Soda with that.
I was hoping there was another.
I don't know.
I was hoping there was another adjective other than that it was interesting. Because when people tell me something's interesting, I always use that comparison of like, if you were to go out on a date with someone and said, they're interesting, you wouldn't go on that date. So when people say, oh, this show is interesting, I'm like, I'm skeptical. I'm done. I'm done with now.
Speaking of someone saying the show is interesting,
we
have another 5-star review from Maggie the Magnificent.
Who said it was just interesting?
Yeah, I just know her handle, so that's how I know it's Maggie.
Oh.
But this show is so funny. Jack, Boston, Matt, and the other guy are funny and silly. They do like to ramble on, as the title says, but I do wish they would swear more. Okay.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Jack. No, yeah. Someone wishes for a married man.
Yeah. Sorry.
I think Jack's
Censored
breaking
myself.
up now.
Jack. No, he's just sitting silently by.
Jack.
Thought we agreed no pets.
He spoke verbally. He spoke.
Yeah.
He spoke visually.
It was very loud.
Yeah.
Well, you're
Bold.
not going to come back?
Jack. You have to go back. Jack.
I think he's trying to talk, and now it won't come through.
Nah. He's BSing us.
Yeah. Anywho.
Maybe,
Well,
else happened?
Jack figures that out.
The Mayans started, did it not? The new
I'm
Sons
not
of
sure
Anarchy
I'm not
spinoff?
sure if it started or not yet.
I think it did. I think it started today, actually.
Okay,
what?
today. Okay. Yeah, like there's Sons of Anarchy, and then I never watched the show, but there was another biker gang called the Mayans, and so they decided to make a show on that.
Yeah, I believe FX has premiered the first episode of it.
So it
I
has
never
nothing to do with
finished
the Mayan Empire.
Sons of Anarchy. Did you watch it?
No, I didn't.
No, what I did watch, I actually really liked, but then towards the later seasons, I kind of got, I don't know, I kind of gave up on it, stopped watching it. Jack, it seems to be having technical difficulties. He's pointing to his ears.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
No, I can't hear you, Jack. Sorry.
Yeah,
No. Oh, can we hear you? Is what he's saying. No, we can't hear you.
All right. I hope he doesn't fall down right now.
Yeah, but the Mayans actually premiered, I believe, today.
I think he can hear us.
Yeah, he
definitely
can hear us.
We could have some fun with this.
He can just say all kinds of stuff about him right now. He's like, get off my lawn.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I mean, other than that, I saw some photos of Captain Marvel. Did you guys see those photos?
I did not.
Believe that thing that Jack said though about his wife. I mean earlier.
Unreal. Unreal.
That guy
I don't
thinks
know how
I mean, we all want to push our wives off of boats. We understand, but we don't compare our wives to.
No, phew. I mean, this isn't Overboard the movie. Come on. That is just disturbing.
Which, by the way, is being remade.
Oh,
It already was remade and completely bombed.
Oh, well, it's gonna be remade. But yeah,
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. You had a thing you were going to say.
Fair.
I just wanted to really
probably have my fair share coming my way.
Well, and I mean, it's one of those times where we can really talk about Jack, and it just really.
Oh, he's getting the little white ball microphone.
Get the snowball, yeah.
His old white ball. Jack and his old white balls.
Uniballer.
Time to uniball it, dude.
So I watched. I went and bought a movie I went and bought Ready Player One. Hadn't seen it
nice
since the theater. Watched it again. Still loved it. Thought it was really great. Chris, did you notice this really, really subtle Easter egg in the early part of the movie when they're doing the whole race? The first time they race, not the backward race part, but the regular race, and the Batmobile is going. And when it turns sideways, when King Kong jumps out for the first time and it turns sideways, the tires squeal. And it goes,
no.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, it's the Batman thing. I was like,
cool.
that's so cool. Yeah.
In the squealing of the wheels.
Huh. I haven't seen that since it came to the theater, so I might have to watch it again because that's a movie I feel like you can watch 100 times and pick up something new. No, Jack, we can't hear you, buddy.
Yeah, still can't hear
me.
There you go.
All right, switch mics.
You actually sound way better right now.
Really?
Say something really beautiful and lovely for all of the.
Make sure if you have the back setting, make sure it's on the 1.
I don't have a back setting.
Yeah,
it's on the 1.
Okay. Yeah, I looked up what it was. The 1 setting is like
that microphone sounds better.
I don't know. When I first tried it, Jay said I was echoing.
Yeah, you probably had it on 3 or something.
Probably had the setting. Yeah, you sound good.
All right, that's cool. Now
now you sound like shit.
It's too far away from it. Yeah. Well, there you go, Maggie. You got your wish.
The best part was all the nice things I was saying about my wife when you couldn't hear me.
But
I can't remember what it was.
Loud enough so she could hear you, not realizing that you weren't on the show.
So, did you get my review on The Sinner?
Yes.
Yes.
Some of it.
was
Yeah.
interesting.
I would check it out.
All right.
It's fascinating.
Nice.
Okay, is it a happy or a tragic or somewhere in the middle?
Well, it starts with a murder, so
okay.
define happy.
So to the Dan, it's probably happy. Okay.
Yeah.
Just a walk in the woods for him.
Well, Dan's like going, you don't do it wherever. Well, Dan would be like, you don't do it where there's witnesses.
Well, yeah.
Come on. She does it right on the beach. I mean, she kills the guy right on the beach. And I'm not spoiling anyone.
Okay.
That's the premise of the whole show.
Well, anyway, we were talking
That's all
about we were talking about Captain Marvel, actually,
Really?
and
I heard that.
no, that was what I interrupted Chris about.
Oh yeah. So the photos for Captain Marvel came out.
Maggie said she wanted more married men. Well, we should pick a date because the next show should be the Ramblecast After Dark, where we ask for the listeners' questions and we respond to those questions.
Oh yeah,
Let's go ahead and put it out there right now.
Boom.
Any
So-
question you want answered.
Oh wait, an AMA of sorts.
It needs to be. It needs to be live.
Oh yeah,
You need to join us live.
We're doing a
Join us
live
live
video.
to ask us any question.
We're doing it live.
Doing it live.
So we're gonna do a Ramblecast After Dark AMA.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Right.
Chris is gonna come, cut off t-shirt, backwards trucker hat, dip in lip to give all automotive recommendations and tips.
There you
I
go.
am worried about what the listeners will actually ask us. So, but also excited because I'm hoping that they're aimed at the other three hosts on here and not at me. So
I think they should all be for the fan favorite.
Which is Matt.
I really, and as long as they don't involve the recent voting scandal, I'll be fine. So, but I've conferred with some lawyers.
They don't forget about you. They're not going to forget about you.
Yeah.
No,
well, I can
no,
only
no.
take certain things in written form. So just know that. Anyway,
There you go.
there you
Get
go.
your questions ready.
So,
and
well,
join us.
No, we need to pick. We need to pick a date.
Okay.
Well, what about next Wednesday? What is that? The 12th? No. Yeah, I can do math. 7 plus 5.
It's a 12th.
Yeah. Or
I'm good.
We can
I
do
can
Thursday
do
night
12th.
too. It's not like
Wednesday
Thursday
at
night
12 sounds
football
good
is
to
really
me.
great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Wednesday Eastern time. Nick, does that work for you?
I think Wednesday works good. I think. I'm pretty sure.
Cardinal game.
Yeah, it should be good. Because I have a concert Tuesday night.
All right.
I'm good.
So
And-
what concert are you going to next Tuesday?
Leon Bridges.
Oh, nice, dude. Where's he playing?
He's playing at the Greek, which is like
Yeah.
it's a good little theater, like the small version of the Hollywood Bowl in LA.
Dude, he's awesome.
He's great. Yeah. Jack, you probably like him. He's very 60s R&B, kind of like Otis Redding.
All right.
Serious.
Sounds like I would.
My rental car has XM radio, and there had like a Leon Bridges like hour. It was awesome. I was jamming out to it. Getting my 35 miles a gallon.
Well, right now XM satellite's free for everyone. If you have a
Oh,
XM
really?
satellite receiver, you get it for free. I heard it today on my XM satellite.
Nice.
Was it? Hopefully, it wasn't cutting in and out like you were earlier.
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, they had it's funny. They had the Beach Boy channel, but then they cut it off already.
What? They have such a huge
Yeah, it was-
catalog.
Huh.
It's probably that Mike
they-
Love.
it was-
you know,
Yeah, it could have been. I heard he's a jerk.
a little bit.
Jay probably doesn't like him. I know you don't like him, right, Nick?
No, I don't like him. Jay didn't like anybody. Any musician.
No.
He's bitter. He gets
With a
it from
name
his-
like Love, it's got to be hate.
Yep.
I hear he's a better musician. Jay's better than you, though.
Jay, yeah, I heard Jay. Yeah, he's not humble about it for sure.
Oh.
No.
Well, maybe one day Jay will join us on the podcast again, and he can do an opening for us.
Who's Jay?
No. Jay was on the what show did we do?
It was
Oh,
Patrons'
Rantcast.
Patrons' Choice.
Patrons' Choice.
Rantcast,
Rantcast, and then I only brought one rant. You brought one rant. Jay had a rant, and Shandy had like
a
30.
list. She had a list. Yeah.
Wow.
In her defense, though, she had no idea like what a rant cast was, so she came prepared.
No. Right. So. She did.
I just and I have not listened yet. Can't wait to. But I just imagine like
that's
Shandy
great.
taking
That's great.
There's stuff going on, dude. You know, like things happen.
Like what? Like
work, teaching.
Sorry, I got tacos to draw. Please leave me alone.
All of these tacos. People just keep asking.
It takes me 8 hours to drop a taco.
I have to accept credit card payments to all hours of the night, so please leave me alone.
I plan on listening.
Ding,
you know,
ding. High Five to a podcast.
Well, I still accept. Was it Diners Club? Yeah, Diners Club.
Okay, My imagination though is that Shandy takes this big deep breath and just lets it all out. Like this list is just like boom, 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 boom.
No, she was fairly organized. She had it written down.
Yeah, she knocked them out pretty quick. Yeah, she made her points.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to listening to that. Always enjoy the
again. You should have listened to it already. It's been out for over a week.
Hey, I realized that the Patron's Choice is the only show that Jay
and where were you on the Patron's Choice?
What? I've been on several lately. You know, where was
we're not talking about. I realize you have your broadcast and our podcast to do. So it's.
I was busy saving lives.
Drawing tacos. For each taco drawn, he donates $1.
I draw a stethoscope.
To Johnny Taco.
Yeah, to Johnny Tacos. Yeah.
It's taco time.
We used to have a place. There is a place called Taco Time. There's a franchise, Taco Time.
Taco Time, yeah.
Mm. Interesting.
Yeah. I think that's in LA, Taco Time. It might be in San Diego too.
I will look it up for you, Jack.
Taco Time.
There was literally a taco.
You know, we need a name for these tacos that people are going to want to come to. Taco Time. Yeah, that's it. It's time for tacos.
I think it was made shortly after the, rappers started saying, "What's the time?"
Taco Time.
Oh my goodness!
There is only one. It is on Linda Vista Road in San Diego.
Oh. So it must have been a San Diego thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. There is two. No, I'm sorry. Oh, now they've populated.
Oh, so now they're okay. Yeah.
Most have been shut down by the health board.
There's a lot
using glue as opposed to meat.
Well, Linda Vista, I could imagine that being shut down.
They've got over 300 locations in Canada, Morocco, Netherlands, Antilles, and Kuwait.
Wait, there's a Taco Time in Kuwait?
There is.
Don't knock it till you try it, man.
All right, we need a catch here. Taco Time. 300 locations around the globe.
Or even in Kuwait.
I'm telling you, now that the movie time guy has passed away, Chris, you're like a dead ringer. You should totally do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're like a ringer for everybody.
In a world.
Yeah, exactly.
Where time is only told by tacos.
What time is it, man?
One man travels throughout San Diego and prepares for Taco Time.
Who stars in Taco Time?
Chris Pratt, obviously.
Yeah, it had to be Fat Chris Pratt, though.
Fat Pratt.
Fat Pratt in Taco Time.
Fat Pratt and JFK star in Taco Time.
It's a buddy cop.
Don't lose your head over this episode.
And back to the left.
Oh, man. Well, I think on that note,
I think we've I like that though.
That is really good. I
ask not what your taco can do for you.
Yeah, exactly.
But what you can do for your tacos.
Uh-huh.
I think that's going to be in the teaser.
I like it. I think that's a hit movie. I think if Spielberg is listening. Mm-hmm. Get him to direct it, John Williams to do the music.
We're
just
knocking ideas out left and right.
Going back to Spielberg, though, that was the one piece of music they played was from Lincoln that I was like, oh, I don't want to hear this one.
No.
You got up and went to the bathroom at that point.
He's like, there's a part in Lincoln. He's like, no one cares about Lincoln. Boom, play E.T.
So
Okay.
here's-
Wait. Was there only one person booing?
Yeah, it was just me.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So what
Some guy in a Trump hat.
news and or pop culture reference will be making headlines this week after our show?
What? Squeeze me?
Oh, I see.
Pop
Yeah.
culture?
Because there's
we
been a
did-
weird trend.
Yeah, we didn't talk about Police Academy. Yeah, so
Yeah, so we didn't talk about Police Academy. So last week we were talking about or no, 2 weeks ago we did our IMDb.
Whatever happened to?
The whatever,
it was
last week.
Yeah.
The whatever happened to segment, which was was Radio Gold. We started talking about, of all people, Steve Gutenberg. Like, who talks about Steve Gutenberg?
nobody.
Because whatever happened to him.
Because we don't know. We don't know what happened to him, but we do. All of a sudden, he's in the news again after our show.
And not as a
feel
killer, not a serial killer.
And I do believe that some
Might
film
know
executives in Los Angeles who happen to be 5-star patrons of our show decided that, hey, I think it's time. I think it's time for a reboot of Police Academy. We're gonna bring it back.
We need a 12th. We need a 12th movie.
We do. Yeah.
Well, how old is he's going to be now? He's on patrol. There's no way he's on patrol, but he's like 90.
Well, he's on Ballers.
I know he's on Ballers.
Yeah.
And dude, I was watching the show. I've been catching up on Ballers. I'm now up to date with that show, which it's a guilty pleasure of mine. I actually really like.
I like Ballers, except
Yes.
that this last season was the moves.
Yeah,
Moving teams around, so that kind of hurt.
but I'll tell you though, like there was a scene where he was shirtless, and I was like, "Damn, dude! Like he looks great for his age. Like he's jacked."
He was in Cocoon. He was in that water with the alien pods. So he was like Mercury of Life, dude. You know, like he's got some.
What's William Bedfrey? What's his name? The old
Wilford
guy.
Brimley.
Wilford Brimley.
Yeah,
I got
still looks the same.
I got to beat us. Yeah.
Got a touch of the sugars.
he got that after visiting Endor and helping that little girl.
Oh yeah, nope.
I thought it was
so bad.
I thought it was a natural. He was good in the natural.
The
Yes, he
Ewok
was.
movie needs to go with the way
He's the manager in the natural.
He was really good in that Smucker's commercial. I mean, he made me want to eat
Yes.
chili. So bad.
I'm William Brentford.
Whatever happened to Smucker's?
This still
It's
around, isn't it?
starting with Steve Gutenberg and Police Academy 12.
It doesn't bode well when you got the poster boy for diabetes doing Smucker's commercials.
And oatmeal. He ate some oatmeal from time to time.
I like
It's a
oatmeal.
lot of carbs.
I like oatmeal.
Anyway, as Chris was saying, somehow
I'm 120 years old.
the magic started with the Gutenberg talk because, lo and behold, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
out of
So
nowhere.
there's a few other occasions in which the similar thing has happened. You guys
It
remember what those
happened
were?
I don't even
Many
think we
times.
announced it actually, but
It happens all the time.
Yeah, we talk about something, make some weird oddball reference to something, and all of a sudden it's in the news.
I know.
So the news was that Police Academy, they're going to make another one.
Yeah.
So, and Gutenberg's involved.
Because the world is crawling. Is Winslow going to be in it?
He's
Michael
gotta
Winslow?
be. Has to be.
They have to.
Who is his cousin?
If they don't bring out
Kellen
at least-
Winslow, Hall of Famer, tight end, San Diego Chargers.
Whatever.
if they don't bring out like all of the Police Academy people, and at least have like 1,000 cameos.
Well, they can't bring them all back.
Can't bring them all back. Tack Larry, force
Sure,
them out.
yeah.
He died
RIP.
young,
Yeah.
55, I think, something like that. Hell,
Speaking,
I'm older than that.
speaking of the San Diego Chargers, I was asked by a work colleague to watch an NFL.
What are the Chargers?
I was asked by a work colleague to attend a NFL football game for the Rams, and I went, "Sure, who are they playing?" They're playing the Chargers, and I was like,
In 3 weeks.
"Yeah, in 3 weeks." And so I was asking, I was like, "Jack, who should I root for?"
I would root for the Rams. I think I said on this podcast, I'm done. This will be the Chargers are playing Kansas City this week. They're on the road in Los Angeles because it'll be full of Kansas City Chiefs fans. But this is the first time in at least 20 years that I will not watch a Charger game.
Wow. But he will know the weather in Kansas City. He'll know the
game's in Los Angeles.
Oh, LA. Sorry, excuse me.
But it'll be a sea of red because the fight for LA, they're losing. But I'm
excited about football though. There's a part of me that's like, hey, I've kind of missed having a football game here and there on my weekends.
I'm done.
You're abstaining.
I'm done.
All right.
Football returns.
50 plus years of watching the NFL, and I'm done.
How many podcast hours have we labored over this, Jack? And you, of all people, turning your back on it.
I'm done. Whoa. They turned their back on me.
Jack, did you like all the references to the San Diego move and Ballers?
Yeah, it was great. Every time they do it,
And you hear that in Madden 19, the commentators still refer to them as the San Diego Chargers.
Everyone does. Yeah, that's why I love Dan Fouts. That's why Dan Fouts is God to me. Hall of Fame quarterback for the San Diego Chargers. He goes, don't ever consider me a Los Angeles Charger. I'm a San Diego Charger. And mysteriously, these Team Spanos said, all right, we're not going to have you do our preseason games. So he didn't do the preseason game. So he did the Seattle Charger game on CBS Network, and he continued. He basically was making fun of the Chargers the whole time.
Nice.
The whole time without actually saying their name. He said, "Yeah, there's a lot of competition for the Rams in LA," but he never mentioned the Chargers, even though the Chargers were playing the game. So screw you, Team Spanos. If you're lucky, this is not a Ramblecast because I would f-bomb it.
You mean
Married Man,
or After Dark.
After Dark, because I would f-bomb it. And now that you can hear me, I would f-bomb it.
Just wait till next week. You'll get all of the Spanos.
Yeah, I will.
Jack Unhinged.
I will f-bomb the f out of you because I'm done.
Okay. So Saturday was the opening for college football.
Wait, are you going to the game?
I'm going to go to the game. Yeah. Just because why not? I haven't been to an NFL game in LA, so sure.
I have no problem. I'm not, as long as you root for the Rams, I don't care.
I would root for the Rams. Sure, why not?
He takes a selfie of him in his Chargers shirt.
Yeah, I wear the shirt. Yeah. I got baby blue just on purpose. Yeah,
I got plenty if you want one.
I'm like a lot of Southerners. I'm a college football guy, and college will open up on Saturday, and I bumped into a guy.
You're a Bama fan, right? Alabama.
You're right. Although Tennessee sucked awful something Saturday. Anyway, I bumped into a guy a month ago, and he's like, "Oh, you're from Tennessee?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, I'm from North Carolina. I went to Tennessee as well back in the '90s." And I was like, "Okay." And he goes, "There's a bar on the border of Beverly Hills and Santa Monica that's all college football, and you should go." And I said, "Sure." So I went, and I was expecting it to be just like a handful of people, and they were rooting for college. No. It was a huge bar with rooms sectioned off for each team in college football. And and it was unbelievable. Like you had flags when you walked in there. It was like, everything that you think about when you think of your college football team, it was there.
Do they have security there? Because I would think there'd be a lot of fights.
Yeah, but they were really smart about it because like when I went to where Tennessee was, the teams next to us were not in the Southeastern Conference. It was Georgia Tech, even though they're a Southern team, they're in the ACC. And then the
Ramblin' Wreck.
Yeah, and then the one to the left of us was either Michigan or Nebraska. I can't remember who it was.
Say like a Big Ten or something like that.
Yeah, so it was. You never really got mad at those people. Whereas in like downstairs was Georgia, then like Alabama was somewhere else. So it was like you were far enough away from.
Keep the gangs separated. We can't have anarchy.
Yeah, it was straight out of West Side Story. Yeah, we were just like snapping our fingers at each other,
Nice. Oh, by the way, I watched Sons of Anarchy.
Oh,
cool.
But I stopped watching it like the last season because it just got stupid.
Yeah, I think it was the same thing for me. I was like, I'm just like, man, I can't watch it.
They went to longer episodes, and it was just dumb.
That's kind of where I'm at with Better Call Saul this season. Like, I'm not really loving it. I still watch it. I like Better Call Saul, but this one season so far is just kind of to me.
Hey, I do have a recommendation I wanted to make, though. It is not TV. It's not movies, but I've talked about these. I've talked about audiobooks quite a bit in the past, and I've listened to quite a bit in my commutes, and I found another book that I want to recommend to you guys. Mm-hmm.
By the way, I just was saying, oh no, because you were breaking up, not because you're recommending something.
Oh, sure.
I wasn't sure if you were breaking up or if it was me.
I'm not breaking up with Chris.
I figured it was
it's not you, it's me.
It's an audio book by Chris / Chris Hemsworth, fat Chris Hemsworth, called "How I Love My Tacos."
Is there fat Chris Hemsworth?
Oh, sorry, I mean Chris Pratt.
Okay,
it's all the Chris's. There's tons of Chris's.
I'll be Thor, dude.
It's called the 5 Chris diet.
Actually, it'd be Thud. But that's okay.
You got to do the accent.
All my Chris's have came before. I don't know. How many Chris's are there in Hollywood, right?
There's too many Chris's.
Yeah.
Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Right?
Chris
Captain
Evans
America.
and Chris.
So I guess to be a superhero in Hollywood, you have to be named Chris.
There you go.
You got a good chance.
I'm halfway there, man.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I wanted to make a quick
recommendation. Oh, you would have to make a recommendation? Sorry, I didn't mean.
Yeah. So I've listened to a bunch of books, but the one I've listened to most recently, I think you guys would actually get a kick out of it.
Is it the Bible?
It's not the Bible.
Okay.
Damn, I was so close.
So it's the book is called Artemis, and it's written by Andy Weir, who is also the guy who wrote The Martian. You know, the movie, the book that's made into a movie with Matt Damon. So
I didn't think that movie was that great.
Dude, I loved it.
It
loved it.
Okay. It was okay. I mean,
what?
So the book Artemis, it's awesome. So first of all, I didn't know the following news. I'm going to tell you in a minute. I didn't realize until just now as I was looking it up. But the book is about life on the moon as it's been starting to be populated. And so
he's taking a step back, Mars to the moon.
Sure. So it's about living on the moon, where they've established like a living colony on the moon, and all the infrastructure and the corruption and blah blah blah, all this that, and the other thing. And
wait, we have corruption already on the moon?
In this, yeah. So the story is through the perspective of a Saudi. The daughter of a Saudi welder, and her name is Jasmine, and it's kind of like through her perspective of like almost kind of living in like the on the poorer side and kind of making her way up from being a porter to like getting involved in organized crime and this, that, and the other thing. But the story is really fascinating, and I'm about half to 3/4 of the way through the book now. And it's actually read by Rosario Dawson, who does the audiobook for it. And it's fantastic. I'm really, really enjoying it. And I just was Googling it just before I mentioned it. And apparently it's got a movie deal coming out, which is pretty cool. And the screenplay is going to be written by one of the writers from the upcoming Captain Marvel that we were just talking about. But if you are into audiobooks, or hey, if you're into the old school reading of books, you can probably pick it up and read it normally. But I enjoy my drives much more when I'm listening to one of these books, and Rosario Dawson does a really nice job. So check it out if you're interested. I definitely highly recommend it.
Speaking of moon movies, Ryan Gosling has a movie coming out with he's playing Neil Armstrong.
Yeah,
really.
How many want to see that?
I'll see it.
I'll see it.
Now the big controversy is they don't show the planting of the American flag.
I mean, I get it. I get both sides of that argument. Because like I think Neil's son or sons just came out about that, how like that they understood the uproar about it, you know. But like when you think about the moon landing, even though it was done by the United States, it was not meant to. Well, you have a conflict of interest there. Like you have because basically the Americans doing it was showing like through capitalism, through freedom, we can achieve this. But also
JFK.
Yeah, but also who? You mean Boston?
Yeah, Boston's the one that got this going.
Yeah. Okay.
I want a man on the moon.
But us landing on the moon was not.
My brother Teddy will not be flying the capsule.
You know, it wasn't just an American achievement. You know, it was a human.
He drove his off the bridge into the river.
So I heard.
Yeah. I mean, it was
allegedly.
Yeah.
Well, I asked this question one time on I think a Ramblecast, and I was we even put it on a poll, and I was shocked at how many people wouldn't. If you had a chance to go to the moon, would you fly to the moon?
Yeah.
And most people said no.
No.
And I was stunned.
I think it depends, because like if you stuck me in one of those freaking capsules for 6 days, hell no. But
it's only like 3 days though, isn't it?
No, it's 6 days to get there and 6 days back.
Oh, it's got to be faster now.
No,
much faster now.
I don't think so. I mean,
they improved it.
It's the pull of gravity, people.
It's also the speed of the thrusters that we've developed over the years, is it not? Or are we in the same technology?
No, it's still the same. It still would be the same technology. You know, like how much compressed air and gas you'd have thrusters on.
I have no idea.
I have plenty of gas, so I don't think that would be a problem.
Yeah, we know from the
But I'm telling you right now, I don't care if it was 6 days or 12 days. I would do it.
Well, Jack, have you been to any of a science center where they actually have a capsule and looked inside that thing?
I saw the Apollo 13 capsule years ago.
Okay, because have
you seen the bathroom in there?
There is no bathroom.
Yeah. Hey, you just got this little thing hooks up to you. You go.
Just straight up and go. Yeah.
I would do it. I mean, how many? How many people have been on? How many people have set foot on the moon? Like 12.
Okay, so
10.
All right, so Jack, let me. Okay, you're in a very tiny capsule, and let's say you're in a very tiny capsule for 20 days solid. You never leave your seat, and the only two people next to you are fat Chris Pratt / Boston and Matt. And Matt is just drawing the entire time, just drawing peanuts, just constantly over and over and over again. It would 20 days straight.
It would be tough, but I get to speak to the people in Houston, right?
What if it's
Zach constantly farting and crapping his pants for 20 days straight?
That's my grandson. I love him, so that's okay. It's cool. Plus, it would just go into the tube. Right?
No, but you have to smell. You have to smell Zach.
Look, it's the moon. I'm going to the moon.
What are you going to do? Open a vent? Hey, we got to roll down this window here just to air this out.
Well, the fastest record of getting to the moon, the fastest mission to the moon, was not a manned mission. However, it was
a woman mission.
8 hours, 35 minutes to get from the moon to Earth, and that was the Atlas V rocket.
8 hours.
8 hours, 35 minutes.
Damn. Well, that's just because it was full blast the whole time.
Yeah.
Does that take into account when Alice went to the moon?
That was really quick. That was split second.
Boom. All right, so let me just ask. Okay, Nick, would you go if you had a chance to go to the moon? Would you go to the moon?
I would love to go to the moon.
All right,
but Matt, I wouldn't want to do.
I'm just yes or no question.
Okay. Yes, of course. Yes,
Chris.
Absolutely.
All right, so I remember Jay said, "Oh, man, I'm afraid," and that was what he basically said. He was afraid to go to the moon. So I would definitely go to the moon. When I was a kid, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be an astronaut. And I go, wait, you have to do all this science? Screw it.
One of these days.
Can't I just go along for the ride? I'd love to fly in the shuttle. I mean, I know they don't fly the shuttle anymore, but what does NASA do?
They're nothing. They're almost gone now.
They're like an FAA for the entire space in between the just outside the moon's orbit and Earth.
They do lots of stuff. Don't crap on NASA.
No,
they basically got defunded though, and now it's all privatized.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
I'm not.
They want to privatize everything. Some things can't be.
I would go to the moon. Just saying.
Absolutely go to the moon.
Now Mars would take you 8 months to get there.
Oh yeah, geez. Whew. Forget about that. I mean, you'd go insane. By the time you got to Mars, you probably would have killed.
Okay, I'd do it, but I'd Facebook Live the whole way. Here I am, day 17.
Can't believe I'm still at 1,000 likes. Come on, guys.
Where's Captain Kirk?
Can you imagine though that live streaming, the number of hits and likes and views?
Could you imagine the terrible T-shirts Crazy Hank would come out with?
Oh yeah.
I went to the moon with Boss, and all I got was this lousy shirt that I'm selling you for $19.95 plus shipping.
But you can have a taco.
Yep.
Taco Johnny's.
I'll tell you, there's your memoirs. It's gonna be "Do They Serve Tacos on the Moon" by Jack Letfelder.
Actually, the memoirs would just be the T-shirts he made along the. You just kind of see his insanity grow. By the time it got to the end, it would just be a moon icon, the Statue of Liberty, and what's up?
He'd have to have He'd have to have a gimmick though. Like each T-shirt he designed would only be a limit of one T-shirt, so it'd be a unique T-shirt made by Jack.
True.
Let the bidding begin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think people don't realize.
I come back from Mars. I'm retired.
Yeah.
I think people realize that Crazy Hank is basically Jack tweeting at 2 a.m.
It's like it's like Matt. You've probably seen those drawings. Like they give like art students or famous artists.
I've already been bashed by Matt for my art skills. I
wasn't bashing it. I just was joking about the poo thing.
They give them like acid, or they put them on some kind of drug, and they make them paint the same painting over and over again to show the effects of drugs on your brain.
Sure.
And like some of them get really good, and some of them are like, holy cow, you know. So
I thought you were going to talk about the parrot and the turtle thing, but I thought
so now you're telling me I have to take acid on my way to Mars?
Hey, it would make a funny Facebook Live.
That'd be amazing.
I mean, you really
Look at those stars.
I'd like to do the weightlessness thing. Wouldn't you guys want to do the weight?
I
think
Absolutely.
Mm.
No question.
So why was I podcasting with Jay all those years? What a weenie!
Just surround yourself with 3 guys that would
knows.
She's a bass. Who would have thought?
My favorite Mel Brooks movie.
Oh man, really? I mean, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So,
First DVD ever bought.
I mean, that's a tricky one because there's really.
Well, save it for verses. Why are we bring it up now?
Okay, sorry.
Well, I just gave away my answer.
We know. The thing is, that will probably win because that's the one that everyone. Well,
I think,
depending on your age,
probably would.
Because like Men in Tights is the last one he actually did.
Hmm.
But I love History of the World Part 1 and
High Anxiety.
Anxiety. Yeah, it's good. I have the whole collection. Because when I worked at Best Buy, they sold all the Mel Brooks collection for $20.
Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Silent Movie.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a little throwback to earlier in the episode.
Oh yeah.
Hey, those are friends of the show.
Those are friends of the show.
Those are our patrons right there. Anyway, so do we pick a date for next Wednesday?
Next Wednesday.
9:15 Eastern Time. Live Ramblecast After Dark. Starting off, it'll be our second episode of season 2. Second episode of season 11. That I can tell you, and it'll be a question and answer. And you guys, any patron, anyone who's a patron, $1 or more,
except CJ.
And since it will be, after dark, we'll be able to talk about pretty much anything. So
yeah. I can F Spanos all
you can. So
not that I want
questions, so that we don't have to F Spanos too many times.
You did not say that well.
There's a subliminal message in there.
That was just poorly.
All he wants. There's a visual.
All you want to do. All the effing of Spanos you can do. Hey, man. I mean, that's cool. I mean, I'm totally comfortable with it.
If it brought the team back to San Diego, I got to do what I got to do.
It's like episode 1 of Black Mirror.
Cut to
yeah, do the same thing.
This
Spanos pig,
like,
same thing. Spanos pig, same thing. Screw you, Spanos. That's it. That's all I got.
Chris has that mental image right now in his head. It's not.
I guess next week when we get to see that happen, and
or not.
Hopefully, you'll have questions so we don't.
Will Matt be drawing more tacos next week? Oh, also remember So we had 2 5-star reviews today. Those will be put in the list. So any 5-star reviews we get from now until we record next week, you'll be put into the drawing to win Matt's drawing of a taco.
Oh, okay.
And the color of that taco will be identified to the person that wins the contest.
Well, I think we already know, right? I think they put that together.
I don't know. Some of our listeners, come on.
It's going to be silver.
Anyway, that's all I got. Anything else, guys?
No.
We're
good.
We covered it all.
We should probably thank our patrons.
I didn't get to the guy that had sex with the beaver, but anyway, look it up. It's pretty gross. How many people shop Amazon? We all shop Amazon. Go to amazon.com/JandJack.
Get all your beaver needs.
Some people need too many beer needs.
Sorry, it was just an interesting segue, and I had a certain image in my mind.
Or go to janejack.com, click on the Amazon button, and it looks just like your normal Amazon page. And everything you purchase on Amazon, everything, Fat Chris, Pratt movies, anything you want to do is on Amazon. If you'd like to become a patron and support this show, and next week, if you are $1 or more patron, you're invited to our live Ramblecast After Dark, which is an adult language podcast. We say whatever we want. You can do that. You can go to patreon.com/JaneJack or go to janejack.com. The little button says become a patron. Anyone can become a patron. At this time, we thank all our patrons, but I'd like to thank Tack from Tokyo, Eckhart Rickner Glaffler, Ed the Creepy Letter Carrier, Joanne with a Plan, Molly the Millennial, and Maggie. I need to watch more John Hughes movies than I have in my life. One, I almost banned her from the page.
Oh, come on. That's Patron.
You've seen one of the 4 movies? One?
Okay, she don't say Home Alone, right?
I don't know what it was. I guess it was the loser pick.
I think it was E.T. Yeah.
I'm just kidding, Maggie. You're more than welcome to join us. I'm just kidding. But anyway, thank you for all the patrons, and thanks for everyone. And sorry I had computer problems. I think my mixer has died.
That's what she said.
Yes. Anyway.
Great show, guys. 1 in a million? Yeah? Huh?
Maybe.
Tune in next week where we get to see Chris work on his Jeep.
Yeah.
Live.
Hasta luego. And goodbye.
See ya.
Good evening.